stop? Did I start streaming? Did I actually start streaming? I don't even know if I started. I don't even know if I started or not. But let's see if we actually did start for real, bro. Because this is new to me. I literally bought a whole entire streaming setup for this, but I just got the notification on my phone. Anyways, guys, so this guy over here got divorced at 22, and we're gonna react to it late at night. So if there's, let me select this stream right here. What is this? I will no longer be able to air streams. Whatever. Select stream. I can see the comments. Alright. Let's go with a skip over here. Okay, guys, this is my first time I have a full entire setup. So we're gonna get started on this video. You guys let me know in the chat if there's anything wrong, if the volume's too high, if the volume's too low. But let's start, bro. Why I got divorced at 22? Alright, let's start it, bro.
Okay, ladies and gentle people. This is how I became divorced at 22 years old. This is going to be very simplified. I would rather undershare than overshare. I have reached out to members, friends and family members, both myself and my ex-wife, to find the best way to do this. And we all pretty much came to the same conclusion of do not share more than is needed. But if at some point I feel the need to elaborate, I might do that. There might be longer versions of this with breakdowns and parts. But let's get into it. Okay, so I got married May 17th of this year. And shortly before that, my wife, or ex-wife, started a new job. And that's important to know. So we end up moving into our apartment together in mid-July. I believe it was July 16th. Between the when we got married and that time, we were living with my parents. So we move in about 2 weeks after that. My wife has just a breakdown, comes in my office, has a breakdown about, I feel like we might have rushed into this, we did things too soon, blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't like a...
You already know what that means. You already know what that means when a girl's just like, oh, we just rushed into it, it went too soon. You already know what that means. This is gonna
we need to split. It was just, I'm freaking out. It's like, okay, let's talk through it. And about a week later, she apologizes, says, hey, I think I was just having kind of a mental breakdown. I'm like, hey, that's fine. You know, I get it. It's scary times. You know, I had a freak out. I think it was like the third night that we were staying in the apartment, just about like, you know, missing my family. So some time goes on, and now we're in August, and there's another freak out. And it's, I feel like we rushed into this, blah, blah, blah. Well, we meet with our premarital counselor. Well, our counselors, I guess, but they did our premarital counseling. We talked through it, and they're like, hey, this is super common. You know, we see this in young married couples all the time. Let's, you know, set some expectations for one another just so you guys can help each other.
I just want to pause right there. 22 and married. I actually have a friend that's actually married at 22, and that he did a pretty good job with that. I'm not going to lie, being married at 22. But would I advise every person to get married at 22? Absolutely not. If you're not mature, my friend's actually very mature, so.
Right, and we did. And
let's
you
just
know, I
keep
think
going.
in my head things are going great. Okay, so Monday, September 15th rolls around, and I leave work a little early. She tells me that she wants me to come home so we can talk. And so we go home, or I go home, and I get there, and she's like, hey, like, I'm not ready to talk just yet. Go play the game. So I'm like, okay, I play the game for an hour. Go back in. Hey, I'm not ready to talk just yet. Go play the game. Okay, go back in for now. Whatever. So basically she tells me, like, hey, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. I think that it's just not worth talking about. And me being an anxious person, I'm like, well, is it something small, or is it something like you want to move out? And she's just kind of like, I don't really know. I don't know. I feel like, you know, there's just so many things happen so quick, and I don't know. Well, either way, we talked through things a little bit. I think she can tell that I'm upset. She could tell that I was upset, so she just kind of dialed back. Maybe, I don't know where her mind space is or head space is in any of this. Well, the following Saturday rolls around. Everything's all hunky-dory for me. I go out with my buddy. We put out some bags of corn and stuff. And then I get home. She's like, hey, when are you going to be home? I tell her, and she's like, okay, great. Like, I'm gonna take a shower and I'll see you when you get home. I'll get home. She got her bags packed. Hey, I'm gonna stay with my mom. I need some space away. I might be back Wednesday. I don't know. Can we talk? Nope. Gone. Out the door. Gone. Poof. Gone. No contact that Sunday, that Monday. Then Tuesday night, I finally call her. Now, mind you, in between this, I'm over at my best friend's house. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. And I say no contact. There were a couple texts sent. Well, she also goes over there and is with him and his girlfriend and just talking to them. And it's, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And they're asking her the questions. Hey, is there anything going on that might be causing this? Is there anything, She's like, no, nothing. Well, so Tuesday night I call her. And this is now, let me get the date. Yeah, so Tuesday the 23rd of September, I call her and things seem well. And I'm like, hey, do you want to go out tomorrow? She's like, yeah. So her and I go out. We have a great dinner. And she tells me, like, look, I've decided I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to run away. Like, we're going to work on this together. I can't leave you. I don't want to leave you. I'm not going to leave you. Mm-hmm. Awesome. But you need to do this and this and this and this and this. And mind you, everything's been fairly normal for me up to this point, up until her leaving. So thing number one was therapy. So I put myself in therapy. I get couples therapy for the two of us. I'm paying out the butt for it, but whatever. This is necessary. Whatever means. She's like, I'm not ready to move back in yet, but we'll see. So we have our first therapy session that following Sunday, and just to kind of collapse all this down, eventually after like a week or so, she moves back in. Things are going great. I'm cooking dinner every single night, right? She did almost nothing around the apartment, and I would complain about that because it's like, but I was like, you know what?
So you married a girl that's hella lazy and she doesn't want to do anything. And you, as a man, you got to go to work. You have to come home to the house, and you have to cook, clean, and do all in the fork just to please her. This is already going bad.
I don't care. Cooking, cleaning, everything. Laundry, everything. I'm doing everything, right? I like made up her closet for her and stuff and whatever. I'm just like, I'm trying to show her whatever it is that you need, I'm going to do. And I just start working on myself and start trying to be, the best husband that I could possibly be. And it's stuff that I should have been doing beforehand, but it's like, this is my first time. I'm a kid. Well, 3 weeks go by. Let me go back to my text to figure out the date. So, mind you, during this time, too, she's, like, trying to get me to buy her a new car and, like, a gaming PC, and we're coming to all the... I mean, it's amazing. It seemed like the most perfect marriage. Well, Sunday, October 12th rolls around, and things have been going great. We have our therapy session, and the therapist is like, guys, I think we made a breakthrough. And we're laughing, giggling, whatever. Well, therapy session ends. She looks at me, hey, I'm dropping out of nursing school. When did you make that decision? She's like, last week. I was like, okay, all right. I support you. That's a big decision. That gives us more time to spend together, I guess, work through these things. Breakdown. Anxiety, full on, just freaking out. My jump to is, hey, let's pray. She doesn't want to. She goes, jumps in the shower. She's free. I can't do this. I thought I could, whatever. And I'm like, hey, let's get in the car, because car rides always calmed her down. Let's get in the car and ride around. In the car, I've been lying to you. I've been doing X, Y. And I go, have you been cheating? And she looks at me, yeah.
Damn! How did you get married at 22 to a woman that you think is for you? And she just cheats. She just blatantly cheats. He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to, what's the word? He's trying to have a marriage in the eyes of God, and the woman just cheats on him. Like, what do you even do in that situation?
With who?
Like, why can I not see the chat?
Her boss. So yeah. So she says that. And, I've always been a very emotional person. But in that moment, I couldn't cry. I couldn't get angry. All I could do was drive. And in my head, I'm just praying while listening and trying to talk. And basically, she says, I find out over time that she had started emotionally cheating, which let's just call it what it is. She started cheating 2 weeks after we moved into our apartment. So mind you, this is 2 months after we get married. And that, if we do the timeline here, that's when the first freak out happened, when she came into my office. And then apparently it was just that, and then towards the time of the second freak out, before she moved out, was when they had started making plans to be physical. And then during the time between that freak out and her moving out is when they actually did have a level of physical relation. And then, mind you, this all comes out the day before I'm supposed to hop on a flight for a promotion that I just received. And she tells me that this has been going on, that it's most likely going to continue going on. And
Hold up. So you caught your wife cheating. Rather than she apologize and say, I'll do something, the better, like, she tells you blatantly it's going to continue going on. Damn! These women are cold, bro. These women are cold. Just imagine that. She's for the streets.
Yeah. Not crying about it, not upset about it.
I still can't see
actually,
my child.
I'll just tell you guys, laughing at my crying, because eventually I do start crying, of course. She's like, look, let's go back to the apartment. Chill out there. And I'm like, okay. We get back to the apartment. She's like, look, I need to call him. Mind you, I'm falling apart. Look, I need to call.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I need to make sure he's okay. So she leaves for 2 hours.
To get piped? Yes, for 2 hours to get piped. You're married. It don't even mean it doesn't even mean anything nowadays, bro. It truly doesn't. It truly doesn't. Like, I feel bad for bro. Not only did she cheat on bro, she's saying, oh, I'm gonna go call him. I'm gonna go get my cheese clapped you as an emotional support tampon. Shit, man. Damn.
While it's like 12 o'clock at night, I can't sleep. I can't do anything, right? I have a flight to catch the next morning. I can't do anything. I'm falling apart. Finally, she comes home. She's like, look, I don't want to talk about this. Let's just lay down. So I get like 2 hours of sleep, wake up, get on a flight, and absolutely bomb. Do terrible, right? Because how could you do well? And during this week, while I'm gone, all I'm thinking of is, okay, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix this? I don't know how I'm going to fix it.
That whole relationship is already cooked. I can't see my chat, bro. I don't know why I can't see my chat. I want to hear what you guys are saying, but oh my god.
So how do you forgive? Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And wow, God is good, because though I didn't fix it, he kept me functioning better than I would have without him. And yeah, so then I get back. She ends up actually picking me up from the airport that Thursday night. We hang out. She drives me back to the apartment, goes and stays at her mom's. Friday morning, wake up, we go on a date. It's great. We're having a good time. It's a little weird, but we're having a good time. Well, eventually, we go back to the apartment. She falls asleep. I go through her phone, and it is her and him dogging on me, talking about how she's going to stay on my good side so she can get things from me. And also...
Bro, like, kick this girl to the curb. Please. Please. Even God is telling you to kick this girl to the curb. To the curb. Why? Why giving her a second chance? She's already showing you that she's not for you. She already dogged on another man for months, and you're trying to fix this situation. I get it that you're married. I get it. It's what do they call it when you're married? They say it's for lifers, right? I get it's for lifers, but that right there, that's instant divorce. Instant divorce. Come on. You guys have to agree with me too, even though I can't see the chat.
Stuff. And so I'm like, hey, wake up. Let's go. And she's like, oh my gosh, did you go through my phone? I'm like, yeah, I did. And then Okay, ladies and
Stop
gentle
right
people.
there. We're gonna stop right there. There's part 2 right here. Oh my gosh. Before that, I have to figure out how to get chat. Because, oh my god. Let's go here. Let's go here to my channel. This is so ghetto. Oh my gosh. Let's go to my own streams. No. Look at that! Look at the chat! Why can I not get it normally, bro? Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm new to this streaming thing. But we're gonna go watch part 2. I'ma somehow get chat. Oh my god. I'll just read chat after. But a lot of you guys said video audio is perfect. Coming up 60%. Low. Oh hell no. That right there. Wow. Damn, bro. Let's go back here, bro. Part 2. Let's go. I can't read you guys chat, but keep chatting. Why not?
So, yeah. So she goes and starts freaking out, and she's like, "Take me home, take me home." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Now we are driving home, and she's telling me, "You know, I really thought there was a chance. I really thought you would change, but you going through my phone just shows me you're the same person. I just took you on a date, spent a bunch of money, like had what I thought was a great day, and the whole time you're sneaking off to the bathroom to text your boyfriend about how you have to stay on my good side and hoping that he's not upset with you for it."
A lot of these girls, let me say this. A lot of these young girls, bro, are not wife material. You might meet 1 or 2 girls here and there that are wife material and deserve that ring, but 95% of the time, these girls ain't ready for a relationship. They're just doing it just to have a wedding. They're just doing it to say that they have a ring. They're just doing it because they see their friends are doing it. That's why they're getting married. I'm not even going to lie with you right now. A lot of these people. And it's sad. This guy wants to do the right thing, right? Get married. And this is how the girl treats him. He's doing everything right. He's going to work. He's providing for the girl. And this is how he repays him. This is how he repays him. Cheating. Getting her back blown out every night. By Baba Tunde. I don't even know what the boss is. Probably some Chatteroo or some shit like that.
So then I turn on her snap maps because I'm crazy. I turn on her snap maps, and sure enough, that night she ends up at his house. Saturday morning, wake up, go home, pack up all of her stuff nicely, not throwing stuff, right? I just put whatever clothes and stuff into bags and put the other stuff in whatever. Load it in the back of the truck, text her, "Hey, what time do you get off work? Or what time are you going to be at your mom?" She tells me, like, okay, I pull up, got all of her stuff in the truck, and she's like, "Can we go get food?" I'm like, you know what? Let me see how much information I can fish out of here. So she knows at this point, she's found out that her snap mouse is on. So I'm like, "Where were you last night?" She's like, "A friend called me. I was upset. So, you know, they called me and I went over." I was like, "Was it his house?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Did you sleep with him?" "Yeah." So then, full transparency, we're riding around and she's just like, "Let's just wake up and see the sunset somewhere." And I'm not going to overshare, but I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. And I'm not even going to listen, what your mind is thinking, that happens. What a moron. What a buffoon, right? So either way, I end up spending the night. And then...
How much burn do you need, bro, to realize that this is not the right woman for you? Like, how much burn do you need to get it to your skull that this girl's for the streets? She's a top bop.
Sunday, I wake up and I go to church because I'm like, God,
Yes, you need church.
Which I go to church anyways, right? But I'm like, God. And so I go to church and I walk in early and I sit there and I just cry in a pew. And then I get out of church and to a text from her, "Hey," she texted me somewhere along the lines of, or I can't remember if it was text or call, but she's like, "Hey, like, come back over, and I don't like how you left." I'm like, okay. So I went over and I get over there and she just wants to lay down. We lay down and, what an idiot. Either way. So she's like, "Hey, I gotta go to my friend's house." So you gotta go. This is several hours later.
Baba Tunde's house.
Well, she goes to her friend's house and then she goes back to his house in the same day. Oh gosh. So So yeah, so I'm like, hey, I schedule us tests because I just sorry. So I schedule us test. Thank God, everything's fine, everything's clean, everything's clear. Thank God. Well, then the next like 2 or so weeks go by, and she's talking about, hey, I'm moving, I'm gonna do all these things, and like I want us to be friends, I want us to stay in contact with each other, and I'm still in the mindset of I'm gonna make this.
Hold up. Can you leave your woman in the Bible if she's CH? I cannot spell. La 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 la. Come on. It's better to live in the corner of the house top than be in the house shared with a quarrelsome wife. Boom! Boom! God himself says you must leave, bro. How? Where are we?
Well, along the way, I ended up finding out a lot more. And I didn't believe it at first until I start receiving proof. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of hits. And mind you, we hang out like 1 or 2 times after that. And so eventually she says, like, hey, like, I'm moving and stuff and whatever. And I'm like, okay. And so in my mind, I'm not signing the papers. I'm not signing the papers. You're crazy. Sorry, I made a covenant vow with God. I don't care if you're stupid and went and did something stupid. Like, no. Like, we're going to figure this out. Eventually, you take so many hits that you start to realize maybe God's giving you the pass. Maybe God's letting you get out of this. And that's exactly what happened.
No. Don't put God in this. Don't put God in this, bro. Even God himself said, bro, that you should not stay with a cheating woman, bro. Oh, man.
She continuously chose other people throughout these 2 weeks or so. I don't know what happened with him because they broke up, and then there was 2 or 3. I don't know. Either way. So eventually, it finally clicks in my head. I'm like, oh, you got to shut it off, bro. Straight Vampire Diaries, just turn it off. So I did. So I guess it's 2 weeks later, she texts or she calls me and she's like, hey, when are we seeing each other? And I'm like, for what? She's like, just, I guess just to sign the papers. I said, you don't need me for that. You can get your stuff signed and then have me served or whatever. I'll sign mine and be done. Mind you, this is radically different than the last thing she heard from me, which is I'm not signing anything. So then I get a text Monday, hey, do you want to see me before I leave? I'll respond. Wednesday we meet to sign papers. I'm not going to explain how that ended up happening. I didn't know she was going to be there. By the way, papers get signed and give, whatever. And she's like, can I get a hug? I was like, look, I don't. And she's like, please.
No.
So, okay, give her a hug.
No.
And then, yeah. There's so much that's not in this because, and if somehow any party that's not, I don't want to say on my side, but on my side with this, I am doing the opposite of dogging. There's so much more. And if there's any accusation of, oh, he's lying, I hate to break it to everyone, but I'm not a buffoon. Alabama's a one-party state, and it was in my own home and vehicle. I've got everything. I have everything right here. So the legitimacy behind what I've said, right here. I undershared a lot because I hope, and the last thing that I said to her, I prayed over her. The last thing that we did is we had a conversation. I said, I am not mad. I do not hate you. I hope you have a wonderful life. I hope you find a man someday that you can love the way that you should.
Any other 22-year-old, this was any other 22, they would have destroyed the whole entire shit. Any other 22-year-old would have crashed out. That's the only stars I'm gonna give to him. The only other stars I'm going to give to him. Let me read chat. No, I'm not commenting. You should have leave her. Da da da. She's lying. She's for the streets. Okay. La la la. Yes. Damn.
I prayed for her.
Any other 22-year-olds?
Wished her the best. Said I can't be in contact with you again. I can never talk to you.
Let me pause this real quick. Any other 20-year-old would crash out. They would have been done from the jump. I'm not even joking. You're mature, bro. I'm gonna give you that. You're mature. The fact that you could just move on after getting dogged on like this and just talk about it on social media, I'm gonna give you your stars. But where you messed up at is you literally let a woman play with you for so long. And you might say that because he's a what's the word that I'm looking for? He's a church kid, so he must do the right thing. What's the right thing? To get dogged on? To get cheated on? To let Baba Tunde clap your wife's cheeks and you try to mend the relationship? You say BS. Even the Bible says BS. Which way is this supposed to go? Oh my.
This has to be the end of it. Now it's turned into a thing where she's dogging me to an extent. I don't want to say dogging me, but it's like, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just a little bit of stupid stuff, though. And gotta move on. Gotta let go. You know, I'm so separated. But the plan is, now that I've said all of this, I can now do what I really wanted to do this whole time, which is make the Christian content, but also make the Christian content that speaks directly through what, in my opinion, is got to be one of the hardest things you can go through in life, and that is infidelity, right?
Yeah, bro, you definitely, you're definitely a real one, bro. 44,200 views, 1 million. Happy ending-ish, part 3. Might as well watch.
And I'm gonna the final part here. So when we had our closure conversation, it was the first time, and you have to be careful with this, because when you have people that have a certain, I don't want to put a label on it, but people that are a certain way, they have a certain thing, you realize that they can change like that. They can shapeshift, they can mold into their environment and say exactly what needs to be said for whatever outcome they're looking for in that moment. So the legitimacy behind the conversation has to be questioned on my end. But in that final conversation, she apologized for the first time. I saw her cry. She told me...
Cry for what? Cry for what? Why is she crying? You should be crying. You should be the one crying. Why is she crying? That she got her cheese clapped? Please kick her to... Like, no.
Was the perfect husband, as perfect as I could have been. She told me that I was not manipulative. I was not controlling. She told me that I was everything she needed. But at the time, her flesh wanted something different. She poured out her heart in just apologizing and telling me how great of a person I was and how thankful she was for everything I did for her for the past 3+ years. And I didn't think that I needed that, but I did. I realized that I did. Not because I was blaming myself, not because her opinion mattered, but when you love and care about someone that deeply and they are convinced in their mind that you are the one that hurt, you are the one that broke things, you are the ruiner, or at least they've told you that that's what they think, that's hard. Even if you know it's not true.
What? How did you ruin anything? How could you ruin anything? You didn't ruin nothing, bro. You did the right thing, dog. The only right thing you didn't do was leave when you see her. She was literally getting her cheese clapped. But you did the right thing. She is literally trying to pin the blame on you. She is trying to put this on you and say that you didn't do X, Y, and Z. That's why I did this. When truly, she just wanted to get her pom-pom popped by her boss. God.
That's hard. So hearing that was something that was nice for her to admit that it was not me. And there were things that I could have done better, and we both were aware of that. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that lasted very long. It seems like that shapeshifter mentality, when the crowd shifted, or when she was in a new environment, that mentality went away, and it was back to, well, he was this, that, and the other. And while I was this, that, and the other, not to the extent that it's being portrayed. So,
what did I always tell you, bro? Women cannot take accountability for nothing. Absolutely not. She's literally cheating on you. And you think she would take an ounce of accountability. No. She cannot be wrong. She cannot get the blame put on her. That's a lot of women, bro. I'm not even going to lie. She can't do no wrong in her eyes. So it was your fault that she went over to her boss and got her cheeks obliterated. It was your fault. Yep. You didn't do enough things. That's why I did that. That's why it slipped out and I put it back in. Your fault.
This story has a happy ending. For me. It has a very happy ending for me. And I will continue to pray that it has a happy ending for her and for all the people that were involved in this. And I've been blessed with such an amazing group of friends, friends that were her friends and have reached out to me and just told me how much they care about me. Her family members who have reached out to me and told me how much they care about me. And I think that seeing that, I think she's going to be all right too. I think it's going to take some time. I think I'm not going to overshare. But the moral of the story is I think this all ends well for every party. I think it just takes time. But it's God's timing is so much better than ours every single time. So, yeah.
This is what happens when you're a nice guy, bro. When you're a nice guy, bro, and people can push you around. Like, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being nice, bro, but when you be nice and people can push you around, that's a problem. And you're still nice to them, that's a problem. Let's read some comments, bro. Let's read. First thing, the first red flag. Oh, she's a nurse. Damn! We don't know what that means when she's a nurse. We all know that those nurses will be cheating, bro. Of course she's cheating with a high-end doctor. She wants that lifestyle, right? But you'll get the last stuff at the end of the day. It's just the way you go about it, bro. You gave her chance. No. They don't care about that, bro. They take that for granted. If you ever felt that much love for a person when it wasn't the right one, just imagine how much love is waiting for you to give you the right person. That definitely was not the right person. Ah, damn, bro. Let's wanting something different. Totally. So glad a child was not involved. If a child was involved, I'm telling you right now, you are cooked. Cooked. Damn. Hey, please. Let's read some comments, please. I hear you. He's not mature. He's an idiot. He was mature enough to get out. Hopefully he gets out of this one. He's a super simp. It's sad. She says fake sorry. He is. Exactly, bro. A lot of these women take advantage of these. Oh no. Is it okay? It's working. She basically got her cheeks blown out, right? And she got to stay with you and you were the emotional tampon. Yeah, that's what happened. I don't really think that's too much of a happy ending. You have a lot of learning to do. I'm not gonna lie about women. You don't just up. You just don't up and get up and give any type of woman a ring, bro. You truly gotta analyze them hard first and truly need to know that this girl ain't gonna do nothing. And even if you do sometimes people change after a while, bro. So it's really not a guarantee with this marriage nowadays, bro. It's not a guarantee, I would say. But if you do find the right one, marriage can go very, very far for you. But as soon as you get the wrong one, you're cooked, bro. Everything you work for, house, car, what am I trying to say? House, car, everything, all that drama, bro. You're gonna totally regret it. And he got out of this one sortily, but he got played pretty hard, so he is a simp. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely would put a SIM card. Too young to get married, my dear. You seem mature for 22, and she cheated, then she cheated him even though he did everything right. Happens all the time. But the car ride, she needs to chill, call him, cook, clean, trying to get her a car and a PC and pray. But what more did she want? That's what I'm saying, bro. A lot of these women, bro, you give them the world, bro, and they still want more. They want Jupiter. They want Venus. They want the universe. After you give them the universe, this is the crazy part. After you give them the universe, bro, they still want more. So you kind of like have to just operate like, I'm not saying necessarily for yourself. I'm saying you gotta like operate in a way where you kind of don't give her the whole entire world, but give her like bits and pieces, if you know what I'm saying, bro. Like just focus on you, and I guarantee you, bro, the relationship is gonna go so much better. When you put the work and energy in you, bro, I guarantee you the relationship just goes a whole lot more smoother. And when you're not trying to like please her all the time, the relationship goes 100% better. But some people might disagree with me, say, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z and this and that. But 9 times out of 10, bro, you're sound. What's wrong with my sound? Is my sound cooked? Is my sound cooked? Let me hear what it sounds like. Some people might disagree with me, say, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z and this and that. 9 times out of 10. Oh, it is cooked. Well, I might just end it there, to be honest. Fun. The sound's pretty cooked. I'm definitely gonna go live every other day, so make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, and you already know. And I'm out. Go stop streaming. Bye, guys, for now, bro. I don't even think